Alright, let's talk about the use of Sube when it comes to delivering a ski. So Sube is a sliding action. It's this action right here like this as I'm pulling the weapon back. A lot of times if you've done a lot of weapons work in Aikido, particularly Wama weapons work, you precede every ski, every thrust with a Sube. So every ski looks like Sube ski. First of all, that's not the only way it has to be delivered. If you look at old footage of Ueshiba, you will see him doing two things when he thrusts. Sometimes he does Sube ski. Sometimes he does a very direct ski, right? So right from here, boom, thrusting out immediately and not drawing the weapon back at all. So why would both of those exist? There's some myth and folklore, I don't believe any of it, that has to do with that a more powerful strike can be delivered if I draw back first like this. I honestly think you get a more solid strike if you keep both hands locked on there and you drive the weapon in. But I still teach Sube, and I like Sube because I think it has another function altogether. It does a couple great things. One thing is, Sube does a great job of putting my tip back on line. So if I'm here with this guy, and he were to knock my tip off line, by drawing it back, I immediately get it back on target. So meaning that if I don't Sube, I have to pull the tip back this way, which is a lot of work. But if I simply use Sube, I draw the tip right back on line. Another thing Sube is good for is clearing anything. So let's say he's pushed my weapon to the side, like this. I don't have to go up and around or anything else. I can use Sube to get myself right back on line. So if we were in some kind of, like say he's in a kinkamai, and he pushes me off to the side like this, okay? When he does this, I can use Sube to get in here and set back up with this guy immediately, right? So I can clear my weapon with it, really nice. Another thing which is super useful is I can be highly deceptive with my Sube, and that's what I think the greatest function of Sube is, quite honestly. One thing is, from the Sube position, I can now strike high, mid, or low with almost no change. And if he's just focusing on my front hand, there's really no difference between that and that, right? So very deceptive. I also can mess with the timing of my strikes. When I strike with two hands on, very directly like this, the weapon's either going forward or not going forward. However, when I Sube, I can now mess with him. So it's a feint, right? I've set him up to mess with this timing so he doesn't know what's going on. And the last and most useful deception of Sube is to change the length of the weapon. So I can come in here and say with the Gerengaish, use the Sube to change the length of my weapon almost instantaneously. So this action of Sube is super useful. Not because it makes some kind of mythical magical power or something, right? Keep two hands on the weapon and drive straight in if you want to have the most powerful strike. However, if you want to be deceptive or quickly reset your weapon, then Sube is a great tool to have in your arsenal, and I recommend practicing it in that way and not just practicing it as a precursor to ski every single time. This is a Sube.